Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. My name is John, and I do everything on this channel that has anything to do with alcohol, and I do a world-famous Sunday morning coffee review. Yes, I am the only one in the world who can do this. And how are you going to find all this stuff I did? Well, YouTube has offered up a playlist that you can go to, and I have mastered that playlist. I have broken things down into categories and subcategories in such a way that I've made it extremely easy for you to find every single thing, every category that I review in seconds. The first comment of every video that you watch will have a link to the playlist that pertains to what I'm reviewing. In this case, Bordeaux wine. Yes, French Bordeaux wine. And a VIP of the channel gifted this wine to me, right? Jacob Jacoby. He's given me a ton of all kinds of whiskeys. And now he has given me a wine. So let's thank him. Okay. 2018, Bordeaux. Chevalier du Grand Lac, Bordeaux. Gotten into it a little bit. Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Well, it's big ABV, 14.5. The grapes are Cabernet Sauvignon, so that's going to be the heavy. It's going to be a left bank wine in the Bordeaux region. Cabernet Franc and Merlot. Okay, from Pauillac. Now, what else do we want to know here? Food, beef, lamb, game, deer, venison, poultry. Any damn thing you want, really. Now, what about these Bordeaux Pauillac left bank? Well, they are, oh, that baby, this, oh, a beautiful picture of it. Oh, gosh. Oh, they're rich and concentrated, full-bodied, with grippy tannins and characteristic notes of cassis, cedar, and cigar box spice. The best examples come from blends with a base of high-quality Cabernet Sauvignon, this is this one, and are often considered the quintessential example of a Bordeaux wine. Pauillac Bordeaux's left bank Medoc region boasts well-draining gravel soils, which in turn translate to higher quality wines, and those from Pauillac age extremely well. Yes, this definitely could have used some more time in the bottle. 3 of the 5 first grows from the 1855 classification of the Medoc are situated in Pauillac. Lafitte, Latour, and Mouton Rothschild. Now, I have artificially aged it by opening it yesterday, letting it air out a little bit. I'll give it a heavy pour. I have aerators, but at this point, I don't think I really need one. I want you to look at the color. Got some air going on in there. There's the color. Get it nice. We'll let it open up because, well, I was drinking this yesterday, and I actually had it with a pepperoni pizza. It became, I could taste more of the fruit, and it became softer as I had it open for a while, as I had it sitting in the glass. It changed. It got better. Yes, you could put this down a few more years. Why? Because it's got high tannin. Tannin is a natural preservative. It comes from wood. If you put it in a barrel, anything put in a barrel, but it comes from the skins and the stems of grapes. It is a natural preservative. And over time, it will soften as the wine ages. And eventually the wine will go bad, but it takes a long time. That's one of the things that protect it. High acidity is another thing that protects wine. This is high in acid. So it's aged for a while. What else will protect wine? Well, high sugar content. This does not have. It's very dry. And a high alcohol content. 14.5. So let's get into this quintessential Bordeaux. Now, people say, well, I don't like blends, but you know, Bordeaux's are a blend. Cabernet in the United States only has to contain 75% of Cabernet grape. That's all varietals. in the U.S. other than the native ones, but most of the ones that you're familiar with, to be considered, you know, Cabernet, Merlot, Zinfandel, so on and so forth. They only need to be 75%, and almost none of them are 100 because it's harsh. So all of them have at least some Merlot if they're a cab, and different blends in there. And a lot of people don't realize that. They say, "Oh, I don't like blends." Well, you're drinking blends. Rarely are you drinking 100% of say, a cab. So anyway, Bordeaux. Now I've let this open up. This has changed a lot. It was a steer. It was austere, I should say. It was very grippy. It was very dry. The top of your mouth. Rub your tongue, top of your tongue against the roof of your mouth. It was like sandpaper, like biting into almost like a tea bag. Not the flavor, but that tannin, that dryness. The fruit was hidden. It was very acidic. It was very woodsy, very soiled, dirty almost. But as it opened up, it became floral. It became fruit forward, the dark fruits that you're familiar with, the different fruits, plums, cassis, raspberries, different to everybody, blackberry, so on. And we started getting that, and we started getting that in the flavor, and the tannin kind of mellowed out a little bit. So now it's another day later, and beautiful bouquet, really beautiful bouquet of fruits and floral. With, like they said, the cedar, the woodsiness to it, quintessential old world. And to me, there is nothing like an old world wine. Okay, I just Spanish, Italian, French. I mean, they're just Portugal. Those wines are always for me. They just have the terroir, just so beautiful. All right, let's give this a taste. Acclamation sip, but I'm going to show you something. This might be annoying to you. But if you do this, you're going to notice such a change in a wine when you open it. A fine wine. Watch, I'm going to do it. And this. You do that, you can actually taste. You take a sip, and the next one you do that, where you're aerating it like that, it'll taste way better. That fruit will come out. You'll just soften up the wine. It's an amazing thing putting that kind of air in there like that. It really is. Be annoying. I wouldn't do it at a table with a bunch of people. But if I'm by myself here in the sipping den, or if I'm showing you something, or if I'm really wanting to dig out every little thing for a review, do that a little bit. Obviously, if I'm with people and I'm having dinner, okay, that's not going to happen. So. All that, because now it's very tannic. Still getting a lot of tannin. This is a it's basically young. It's 2018, just turned 2023. For this one, that's young. It's basically 4 years old. I know it's 5, but basically 4, just turned. And I'm getting a lot of that grippy, dry tannin now. If I put this with an aerator in it, poured it into a decanter with an aerator and poured it into the decanter and let it sit with all that air surface to it for 20 minutes, an hour, and then poured it rough in a glass. Okay, you can age it, kind of, right? Knock some of that youngness, some of that tannin off there. Very mouth-watering. Dry in the back, bone dry, but yet in the sides, coming out water like I bit into a lemon. Not the flavor, the reaction, because that's the acid on the side. Now, when I first open this, I get that tannin, that dry, rough, and I get that acid, and not so much with the fruit, and then it's out of balance, see? Because you need all three of those to be in balance. But as it sat open, as I let it sit for a long time, and I twirled and I just let it sit, and I rough poured it time went by, the fruit started coming out. I guess the tannins faded a little bit, where the fruit come out and I could taste it better. And since this is kind of young, you get those fruits. They're easier to pop out. They're just hidden with the tannin, but they're there and they're strong. As it ages, the tannin softens, but so does the fruit. Becomes darker and softer. The wine will change a lot with time, and this one definitely could go some more. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it with the pizza. Now, if you ever have a wine that's real tannin, if you have something high in fat, I mean, a piece of meat, piece of cheese that's fatty, that will actually coat your mouth, your tongue, and it will kind of get rid of those tannins, at least soften them way up. Because most wine, fine wine especially, is made to be consumed with food. Most of it is made to be consumed young too, by 3 years. Most wine isn't made to age. It's made to drink, but you got to know what's what. So this one could be aged. And this one is a food wine. You could sip it off, do whatever you want, but it's not one that I would necessarily sit back and just sip without something, at least to nibble on. Charcuterie board, something. Cheeses, fatty meats, salamis and stuff like that would really do this one, baby. It's just perfect. If you weren't having a meal with it. So this definitely wine was made to be put down a little bit, or could be, and certainly made for food. Definitely a food wine here, but a classic Bordeaux. And so, I guess you see how I've enjoyed it. About half the bottle, and I'm gonna sip it some more now. Go up and I'm having simple food with this. I had pizza, and now I'm gonna have a couple grilled cheeses. Buttery, delicious, grilled to perfection cheese. Several cheeses on them. I'll make it nice. I'm gonna make it good. Might have with some bacon, and this is gonna go perfectly. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to check out the playlist. Don't forget to give me a sub, and I'll see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I am.